Hi boys and girls. We're in the kitchen today, and that's because today we're going to talk about food and nutrition. I wonder if the book in Miss Colleen's book bag today has to do with food. Let's see. It's called 10 Items or Less. 10 Items or Less, a counting book. Mandy liked shopping with her mommy. She liked to sit in the supermarket wagon and ride up and down the aisles. When her mommy couldn't find things, Mandy helped her. "Do you see the cookies we like?" Mommy asked. Mandy looked on the shelves for the orange box with the picture of a clown juggling cookies. She saw red boxes, yellow boxes, green boxes. "There they are," she called, pointing all the way to the top shelf. "Thank you," said Mommy. She put an orange box in the wagon. Then she asked, would you like to play a counting game today?" "Oh yes," said Mandy, "I'm good at counting." "Then you'll be good at this game," said Mommy. "It's called 10 Items or Less." Mandy looked puzzled. "What are items?" she asked. "That's just another word for things," Mommy explained. "If you have 10 items or less in your wagon, you get to check out in the express line." Then she added, "Express is another word for fast." "We already have a box of cookies," Mandy said. "That's one thing." "And what would you like for dinner?" asked Mommy. "Spaghetti," answered Mandy. So they took a box of spaghetti from the shelf. At the fruit section, Mr. Robbins was unpacking a big crate of watermelon. "Let's have watermelon for dessert. Daddy loves watermelon," said Mommy. She put a piece in the wagon. That made 3 things. Down the next aisle, Mandy saw the cereal she had eaten for breakfast at Grandma's house. It was called Munchy Crunchy Morning. "Can we get that cereal?" Mandy asked. Mommy read the box to see what was inside. "It looks good," she said. So they put a box of Munchy Crunchy Morning in their wagon. That was 4 things. "I like raisins in it too," said Mandy. "We have no raisins at home," Mommy said. "I'm glad you reminded me." "That's 5 things," called Mandy when her mommy put a box of raisins in the wagon. Milk made 6. Cheese made 7. Then Mandy remembered something important. It was her job to feed Max the cat, and she remembered that his food was almost gone. "We need a bag of cat food," she said. That made 8 things. "I don't think we need much more," said Mommy. "Let's look around to see if we forgot anything." In a corner of the store, they found mops and sponges and brooms. "Daddy says we need a new broom," said Mommy. "You can pick one, Mandy." Mandy picked out a broom with a yellow handle. It was fun to have a broom in the wagon. Mandy had to hold it tight so the broom wouldn't sweep everything off the shelves. "That's 9 things," she said. "Are we ready to go?" "We're ready," answered Mommy. They went right to the express line. Only 3 people were ahead of them. On the other lines, it looked like there were 100. While they waited their turn, Mandy looked at the books. "You've been such a good helper," said Mommy. "And we can still buy one more thing. Is there a book you'd like?" "I'd like that one," said Mandy, pointing to the book with a saggy baggy elephant on the cover. "And that makes 10 things," she said proudly. Mandy and her mommy were next. "Do you have 10 items or less?" asked Mrs. Green at the cash register. "Yes, we do, Mrs. Green," said Mommy. "Why don't you count for us, Mandy?" Mandy counted while Mrs. Green added up the prices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. "We have 10 items," Mandy said. "You're good at counting," Mrs. Green said as she put their things in a big brown bag. She handed the bag to Mommy. "See you again soon," she said. "Yes," Mandy said. "We'll see you every time we play 10 items or less." The end. Mandy helped her mom pick out lots of different kinds of foods, didn't she? And there were 10 different things that they bought. There are lots of different types of foods. There are things like peanut butter, popcorn, yogurt, bananas, granola bars, eggs, suckers, and bread. Every food goes into a different group, and these are called the food groups. This is called Canada's Food Guide, and you can see that each food has a different spot. This is grains and cereals, fruits and vegetables, milk and milk products, and meats and proteins. I have lots of pictures of different types of food. Let's see if we can put them in the right groups. Yellow is for grain products, green is for fruits and vegetables, blue is for milk products, and red is for meats and proteins. Here is an apple. Apple would go with fruit and vegetables. Here's a pretzel. A pretzel is a grain product. It's like bread. Oops. Here's some milk. Milk goes with the milk products. Here's an egg. An egg is a protein. So it goes here with meats and proteins. Here is a banana. Do you remember where the fruits and vegetables go? Right here. Now, here is some ice cream. That's a sometimes treat, and it's made of milk. So it goes with milk products. Here's some fish. Fish are a type of meat, so they go here in meats and proteins. And here's a basket of bread. Bread goes with grain products. Have you ever made your own snack? It's dangerous to use the stove or even the microwave because things can get hot, and don't use the oven either. But I'm going to teach you how to make a snack that you don't need to use the oven, you don't need to cook it, but it's a healthy snack that you can have. So let's make it together. So we're going to start off with 2 pieces of whole wheat bread. And we're going to add some peanut butter. You can also add butter. Some people like that. I like that. So our bread, if we look here, bread, is here in the grains and cereals group. We're going to try and have something from each group in our snack. That way it will be a healthy snack. So we'll put a little bit of butter. And the butter is a fat, but it's also part of the milk group. Let's see if we can find it in the milk group. I think it's right here. Now we have the butter on our bread. Now we're gonna add some peanut butter. I wonder what group the peanut butter is in. Let's look. It's a protein or a meat and alternative. There it is right there in the rainbow. You see it? So we'll add some peanut butter. And make sure your knife is just a very dull butter knife like the one I have. You don't want to use a sharp knife, you might get hurt. You could even use a spoon for this. So we put peanut butter on both sides. Some people like to finish with just a peanut butter sandwich, and some people like to add some jelly. So we're gonna add some jelly to our sandwich. Now jelly does have fruit in it. This one is strawberry jelly. Sometimes jelly is made with grapes. But it also has a lot of sugar in it, so it's just a sometimes treat. But it does make the sandwich taste yummy. So we'll spread that on. Now we put both parts of the sandwich together, and you can use your knife to cut it. Some people like to cut it into 4 pieces. Now we'll put that on our plate. So we have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. A little bit of jelly on our table. Now we need something to drink. We didn't have anything except the butter from the milk products. So let's have a glass of milk. That looks good. So now we have something from the grains and cereals, because we have the bread. We have the peanut butter, that was a protein. And we have the milk. And the jelly had a little bit of fruit in it, but let's add a banana. And that will be our fruit. So now we have something. See, there's the banana and the fruit. So now we have something from all 4 food groups. Making that sandwich made me feel really hungry, but it also reminded me of a song that we could sing together. It's called Peanut Butter and Jelly. Would you like to sing it with me? I'm going to sing it and do the actions. And when I point to you, it's your turn to sing. First, you take the peanuts and you crunch them. You crunch them. For your peanut butter, and jelly. Then you take the grapes and you squish them. You squish them. For your peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut butter, and jelly. Then you take the bread and you spread it. You spread it. For your peanut butter, and jelly. Peanut butter, and jelly. Then you take your sandwich and you eat it. You eat it. 'Cause it's good peanut butter and jelly. It's good peanut butter and jelly. There should be one more book in our book bag. Let's see. Oh, there he is. How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World by Marjorie Priceman. Making an apple pie is really very easy. First, get all the ingredients at the market. Mix them well, bake, and serve. Unless, of course, the market is closed. In that case, go home and pack a suitcase. Take your shopping list and some walking shoes, then catch a steamship bound for Europe. Use the 6 days on board to brush up on your Italian. If you time it right, you'll arrive in Italy at harvest time. Find a farm deep in the countryside. Gather some superb semolina wheat. An armful or 2 will do. Then hop a train to France and locate a chicken. French chickens lay elegant eggs, and you want only the finest ingredients for your pie. Coax the chicken to give you an egg. Better yet, bring the chicken with you. There's less chance of breaking the egg that way. Get to Sri Lanka any way you can. You can't miss it. Sri Lanka is a pear-shaped island in the Indian Ocean. The best cinnamon in the world is made there, from the bark of the native kurundu tree. Go directly to the rainforest, find a kurundu tree, and peel off some bark. If a leopard is napping beneath the tree, be very quiet. Hitch a ride to England. Make the acquaintance of a cow. You'll know she's an English cow from her good manners and charming accent. Ask if you can borrow a cup or 2 of milk. Even better, bring the whole cow with you for the freshest possible results. Stow away on a banana boat headed home to Jamaica. On your way there, you can pick up some salt. Fill a jar with salty seawater. When the boat docks in Jamaica, walk to the nearest sugar plantation. Introduce yourself to everyone. Tell them about the pie you're making. Then go into the fields and cut a few stalks of sugar cane. Better fly home, you don't want the ingredients to spoil. Wait a minute, aren't you forgetting something? What about the apples? Have the pilot drop you off in Vermont. You won't have to go far to find an apple orchard. Pick 8 rosy apples from the top of the tree. Give 1 to the chicken, 1 to the cow, and eat 1 yourself. That leaves 5 for the pie. Then hurry home. Now all you have to do is mill the wheat into flour, grind the kurundu bark into cinnamon, evaporate the seawater from the salt, Boil the sugar cane. Persuade the chicken to lay an egg. Milk the cow. Churn the milk into butter. Slice the apples. Mix the ingredients and bake the pie. While the pie is cooling, invite some friends over to share it with you. Remember that apple pie is delicious topped with vanilla ice cream, which you can get at the market. But if the market happens to be closed, you can eat it plain. And there's a recipe for apple pie at the end of the book. The end. Well, that's it for today, boys and girls. We did lots of things. We read 10 items or less, all about Mandy going grocery shopping with her mom. And we learned about Canada's food guide and all the 4 different food groups. We made a snack. Looks like somebody ate it. All that's left is a little blob of jelly. We sang the peanut butter and jelly song. And we read this book, How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.